Hello everyone, Seraphin here, welcome back for more Pokemon Soul Silver. When I last left you guys, I decided that we were going to do some side questing, and that is going to include, first and foremost, a little trounce through the Dark Cave. Because, well, we kind of got a little bit of a glimpse of it when we passed through initially, but we didn't really get to explore it at all, so we're going to go do that now. There actually are 3 different entrances to Dark Cave, believe it or not. Entrances and or exits, I should say. This only being the first one you encounter, this one being right here. There are 2 exits that both exit at, I believe, route, 45 or 46, I think? Well, really, one's at 45 and one's at 46. And the distinction there is, one will allow you to exit at Blackthorn City, which is the last city you come to in Johto, and the other one will exit considerably lower than that, and has some actually halfway decent level trainers, and which is actually what I want to go do. I want to go back there and attempt to battle some of those trainers for the purposes of getting a little extra experience points. And now that we have the dowsing machine, I can actually properly find hidden items lying around in here. Of course, as a consequence of going through Dark Cave at the westernmost entrance here, we're going to be encountering very low-level Pokemon that, quite frankly, we don't need to waste our time with, so we're just going to skip right over that. Where was that item again? So it's just south of here. Looks like it's right inside this little spot right here. And it's right next to this rock. There we go. A Pokeball. Sweet. Free Pokeball. I like those. I'll take free anything, really. It doesn't look like there's anything else hiding around here, so we'll progress onward. Now, here is some water, and there's also some rocks we can smash. Actually, what's that down there? Is that an item ball? It is. Well, I tell you what, why don't I... Oh, what did I find? A green shard. Sweet, I can use that to give to the Shard de Berry guy in Violet City. Let's go down here and grab this item, since I could surf on the water. I wonder what is in it, because I don't remember. I don't think this little water spot actually is in the original Gold and Silver, so... A black flute. I don't know what that does, actually, off the top of my head. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's see. Makes wild Pokemon less likely to appear. Interesting. I assume that's some kind of held item. Maybe? In fact, why don't I go ahead and equip that and see if it makes a difference? Give. Yeah, let's see if that works. I don't know if it's actually a give item or not, but we're going to go with the assumption that it probably is. I don't think Bayleaf really needs his Miracle Seed right now, so we'll use that instead. See if that makes a difference in not encountering level 3 Geodudes and level 2 Zubats and whatnot. Certainly do not need any of that taking up my time doing any of this, and of course it doesn't seem to do a whole heck of a lot. It may just be that I'm incredibly unlucky, which of course we all know that I am incredibly unlucky when it comes to stuff like this. Other times my luck does hold up. Bugsy, the battle with Bugsy is a very good example of my luck holding out pretty well. Other times, however, not so much, but we're going to continue on here. Let's smash the other rock too, so if there's any goodies in there to be found. A lot of the time, what you'll find instead of items, however, is just more wild Pokemon, and here it's most likely to be either Geodude or Dunsparce, believe it or not. Do I have the ability to exit all the way out to the other side? Like the Blackthorn side? I don't think so. I have Surf, though. I have to wonder if I can do that or not. Actually, I think there's a waterfall. There might be. I don't know off the top of my head. We'll have to find out at some other time. Actually, no, you can't exit out the top part because there's ledges that you have to jump down. So actually, I can show you this real quick just for the sake of posterity. This little water path here is how you get to the exit, I should say, of the topmost path. So we can't actually go in anywhere here. You see these ledges that jump down to where I'm currently standing. But there is no way to go up this direction. So if you're coming from Blackthorn City, you could jump down this way. Oh, hello. That's actually right in my wheelhouse level-wise. I didn't oh yeah, so I guess I can still encounter Pokemon in this area. I just can't do a whole lot other than that. Now would have been a nice time to have Drowsy, actually, but we're going to go ahead. We'll have Vulpix come out and then do some damage to this guy. Just in case it knows flying moves, I don't want to use Heracross, certainly. Oh, it knows Bite, too, so Drowsy might actually have been a bad idea. Ow, yep, it definitely has Wing Attack. Vulpix, unfortunately, it gets taken down pretty quick by that. Well, that's awesome. I guess we'll go Arbok. I can paralyze this sucker, that'll be nice. So I can drop his attack too. I was forgetting about that. Maybe drop it in here wasn't a great idea. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and paralyze him quickly, or at least attempt to. What in the... Man, even with his attack dropped, a critical hit does that much damage? That's obscene. This Golbat must be, like, ridiculously strong. I'm going to go ahead and get some HP restore going on, though. I got plenty of water. Well, a decent amount of water, I should say. I meant to restock on that between episodes, but I forgot. So there's that. I was going to think about doing a little more grinding in the process, but I decided against that. Astonish, really? That's the best you got? Alright, well, we're just going to go ahead and... I'm going to Screech him first. I might just catch this thing if I'm being totally honest. Level 23 Golbat's pretty nice, although I can't use it. Oh, shoot, that's not what I meant to press. Oh, good, now I'm confused. Well, here we come down to me being just not so much unlucky as just being a screw-up, pretty much, at this point. Thankfully, my bite still goes through. That should do a decent chunk to him. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, keep trying to confuse me, pal. Let me know how that works. I will say, I'm actually kind of impressed at how decent stat-wise Arbok is at this point in the game. I thought he was going to be much worse. Alright, yeah, we'll just catch this sucker just because. Pokeball should be good enough, I think. It's a Golbat. It's not like it's a Dratini or something like that. We'll probably break out at least once. Nope, never mind. We get him first try. Alright, cool. So I have another Pokemon that matches my level, pretty much. I'm really salty about my friggin' Vulpix dying, but I can always revive it, I suppose. Drinks 10 ounces of blood at once. That's a lot, isn't it? I'm not like a phlebotomist or something, but... So yeah, this is where you would come down from the Blackthorn City entrance. And as you saw, we can encounter high-level Pokemon in there, but I don't know that I want to do that on a regular basis just yet. So instead, we're just going to go on and proceed the direction I was planning on going the entire time, which is over here. Yes, I will use Strength to move this boulder. Why the heck not? Now, Bayleaf should be good for this part of the cave, but once we get out and into the other area, there will be trainers for me to battle, and they should have decently leveled Pokemon, I think. And actually, the other side of the cave, once we cross out of a door, is going to have higher level Pokemon to encounter, I believe. Actually, that might not be true, because we don't actually have to go into another subset of the cave, I don't think. Oh, what do I encounter? Probably a Dunsparce, because it's like 90% of the time. Yep, for sure. It's level 6. I already have one, so what's the point? The rare Tsuchinoko Pokemon, however, is not all that rare if you know where to look. I probably should be using my dowsing machine in case there's more goodies to be found. Yeah, this Black Flu doesn't seem to be doing a whole heck of a lot for me here. I wonder if it actually is a use item and not a held item. If that's the case, then what's, like, why? Like, is it just the same as, like, a... What do you call it, a repel? Because you can buy repels en masse. I don't need a flute to do that. Seems a little strange to me. I'll have to look that up later and see what it actually does, rather than taking the time to do it right this minute. So yeah, lots of Geodudes to be found here. A few Zubats, obviously some Golbats we saw. Oh, come on! Yeah, this flute's not doing anything. There's no way it's actually a held item. Which is annoying, because I would have liked to have... I probably should have brought some repels with me, actually. In fact, I might have one or two in my storage. Let me check. They would be... Oh, Super Repel. Sweet. I do have a couple. Let's use that. That will make things a little bit more easy going here. Pokeball, what's that? Hyper Potion. I got a couple of those now. Not really a whole lot of use for them yet. Nothing in my party has anything remotely close to even 100 HP, let alone 200. Alright, so there's an item down here. Let's take a look. Where exactly is it? Oh, it's one more over. There we go. A Max Ether. Nice. Anything else lying around? Doesn't look like it. So you see this area of the Dark Cave is a little... kind of boring, actually. There's not really a lot to do in Dark Cave, which is unfortunate, because there could have been a lot of potential here for stuff to encounter, but... Oh, jeez, I can't go up that ledge. I can grab this ball, though, instead. What is this? A dire hit. Interesting. I can go back up this way if I go through the rock. Actually, is that a ledge or is that a stairs? I guess I'll have to find out. It's probably a ledge, knowing my luck. Oh, what'd I find? Another max ether, nice. And I didn't have to scrounge for that one, it was just right in front of me. Nothing else here. Oh, there is stairs, perfect, I can get this item ball. Full heal, nice. So there's a few goodies in here to be had. It is nice coming through here at the appropriate level instead of waiting till the end of the game to do it. So yeah, here we are at the top of Route 46. This is where you would jump down from Route 45, so straight north of here is where the Blackthorn City is, and the other entrance to Dark Cave. You see we can't actually go up from here because of the ledges. There's a handful of trainers this direction. Repels Vector off, yeah, whatever. They're not super duper powerful, but that's fine. They're probably a little bit lower level than us, but it'll be a nice chunk of XP, and plus we get to do a little bit of side exploring, so I'm not upset about it in any shape or form. Apricorn tree, you say. Green and yellow. I don't remember what those do. Yellow, I want to say, is like a friend ball, or maybe that's the green one. You see here is an area for rock climbing, which we don't have yet, but I have to jump down. Now here's the rub. There's actually a couple of trainers. There's one right here, and there's two this way. So if you want to encounter all the trainers, you need to come through here twice. We're going to go this direction first. And this is potentially a double battle, but because I don't want it to be, it won't, because I'm just going to fight them one at a time. I am going to waste some money, unfortunately, and use my only revive on my Vulpix, because I think these guys have grass types. And I wouldn't mind getting my Vulpix some extra XP, so gonna need to be careful with it. I didn't realize just how frail Vulpix was. That really actually put a big damper on my situation here. Alright, Mr. Camperman, what do you got? Probably some bugs or some grass. Actually, might have like Nidorans or something. Really, campers and picnickers and all that garbage, they're kind of like hard to predict. Mankey, okay, yeah, I didn't see that coming. Level 17. It's not terrible. Good flamethrower should take this guy down. Let me confuse him first, just in case he's got something nasty to share with me. I'm actually a little surprised these things don't have, like, Intimidate or something like that, because they're just really, like, uppity and, like, want to tear things' faces off. That could be an issue. But let's flamethrowerize him first. It's such a gratifying sound and visual effect for flamethrower. I love it. I'm a big fan of fire types. I don't know if I've mentioned that on this before. I probably have, but fire is my favorite type in Pokemon by far. I think fire is very versatile as a type. It has a lot of key resistances, and it also is very good against a lot of things. It does share a lot of common weaknesses, though, ground especially being a big one. A lot of things are weak to ground, this one being no exception to that. So there is that, but it's really not that big of a deal when you boil it right down, honestly, so. Alright, oh, a Ponyta, you say. Well, I don't really have a whole lot I can do about that, but at the same time, why don't we just go ahead and switch out to something that can deal with it a little more adequately? I don't know. What should I use? Let's bring out Arbok, why not? Arbok can Bitify it a little bit, I think. Seems like a decent plan. Bitify? Is that what I just said? Nope, he makes it through. Alright, whatever. Well, Arbok is bulky enough he can take a hit or two from that, so let's go ahead and just bite this sucker. And because of my Quick Claw, I will go first. Hurt yourself. Nope, he didn't. Burninated me. If you burn me, I swear to Lord. Okay, good. I think I'll just acid this thing to death. Now, I found out Arbok's not spectacular stat-wise in any real one area. It's got fairly decently balanced stats across the board for the time being, but they're not especially high or anything. That being said, its special attack really isn't that much worse than its regular attack, so I can probably get away with using something like Sludge Bomb on this thing and turn it into a decent mixed attacker, maybe. I don't know for a fact that's going to be a great idea, but I mean, at least I'll have a good poison-type move. I'm just going to keep acid. I mean, Sludge Bomb is definitely a lot more powerful than acid, and it has a decently high chance to poison, I do believe, so I'm not opposed to that idea in any way, shape, or form, really. Alright, so I guess these trainers were a little weaker than I was expecting. Level 17's not awful, but they only had one Pokemon apiece, and they weren't really all that strong, so. Her name is Erin. No thank you, Erin. I'm good without your phone number. I appreciate it, but nope. Bye. Alright, so let's check out what's in this here. X speed. Well, that's gonna sell that for money. So we've gone through Dark Cave, and this, by the way, is that area we initially encountered at the start of the game where we caught a Geodude and whatnot, so there's level 2 and level 3 things here. If we wanted to fight that hiker that was on the second path we didn't follow, we'd have to go through the cave again. If I'm being totally honest with you guys, I really don't want to do that, so we won't. We're just going to proceed onward to the Ruins of Alph, because there's a lot of side questy things to do there. There's 3 other puzzles for us to finish, and each of those puzzles does grant you some measure of something, some kind of reward at any rate. The puzzles themselves will just unlock more types of unknown in the ruins themselves, so you don't get much in the way of a reward in that regard. That being said, though, there are a couple of little hidden rooms behind the actual puzzle chambers themselves. Oh, another apricorn tree. And I wouldn't mind sneaking into those, because those have some extra items for us to grab, sometimes pretty good ones. So I think we head that way next. Yeah, I know there's apricorns, I just looked at it. I meant to click the other button. So anyway, let's move on to Cherry Grove. I'm going to go ahead and heal up real quick while we're here. Might restock on revives in case that's necessary. I don't think it will be, but you never know. We actually have to go through Union Cave to get to a couple of the puzzles, believe it or not. But now that I have Strength and Surf, we can access them without an issue. I don't think there's anything in the way of other TMs required for that. I'm going to keep Bellsprout in the party, at least until we make it to Violet, because it still has Cut. And that will help us cut down on the travel time. I'm actually dropping another Super Repel, I think, just to avoid a bunch of stupid garbage I don't want to deal with. Probably should have bought more than 2 of them, but I didn't think I would need them up to this point, really. Oh yeah, I could probably give Bayleaf its Miracle Seed back, since that Black Flute thing isn't doing anything. Like I said, I'm going to look up and see what that actually does. I know there's like a red flute that you can get in this game. I forget what that does, too. There's different colors of flute, and I don't remember what really any of them do or what their purpose is. There's got to be something to do with them, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. I've never used them in competitive. I've never used them during the course of normal gameplay, so it never really came up as an issue. Let's just run up this direction, shall we? Yeah, a bunch of little kids doing whatever they do. There's another apricorn I can grab behind this tree here in Mr. Pokemon's house. They give you a lot of apricorns really early in the game, but then they're fairly sparse for the rest of the game. I mean, there are some places where they're clustered a few at a time that you can pick them up, but they don't really just have them sitting out by themselves after the first couple of routes. I don't know why that is. Never really made a lot of sense to me, but I mean, I didn't design the game. That's how it was in the original, too. So maybe they were just trying to stay true to the source, which is a fairly common idea with Pokemon, I guess. They certainly did it with these remakes. They did it with Fire Red and Leaf Green to a certain extent. They did it with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I wonder if there's going to be remakes for Diamond and Pearl. I think those are still too new. You could actually still play those on a current-gen console. Like, you can still play regular DS games on a 3DS, so I don't see those going away anytime, or getting remade anytime soon. Maybe once the 3DS is no longer in fashion and they make, like, oh, I don't know, like a Switch version of the Gen 4 games, that'd be pretty cool. Obviously, I don't think they're planning on remaking the remakes, although they kind of did already if you think about it with, like, Let's Go for the Switch, which are just really, I'm not going to say dumbed down because it's not the right term, but they are at the same time, though. They're, like, less feature-focused versions of Red and Blue. There's not as much to do in, I find, at least. I have Let's Go Eevee. I've played a little bit of it. Primarily, my girlfriend plays it because it's easier for her to get into, and it doesn't require a lot of, you know, sitting and strategizing and building teams. You can just kind of do whatever you want, and that's what she likes. So, letting her play through that, it's kind of the same experience to an extent, but it's definitely cut down from a lot of the modern features and sensibilities that you get with Pokemon nowadays. There's no, I don't think there's like anything like EV training or anything to do, because you can't actually battle wild Pokemon in that game. You battle trainers, but that's it. Like, if you want experience points, the best thing you can do is capture Pokemon and battle trainers. And if you battle a trainer once, you can't battle them again, obviously. That's how it's always been. Unless you have, like, what is it, the rematch battler thing. I think it's in Gen 3, right? Fire Red and Leaf Green, you can rematch trainers. But sadly, that is not present in many of the other generations, let alone in that game. So, at any rate, we're going to grab another apricorn, and we're going to go and head on down south to Union Cave. But that is going to have to be in the next episode. So, thank you for joining me today on our little side excursion through Dark Cave. It wasn't very long, I know, but we got it out of the way. So now we're going to go through, do the last couple of puzzles for the Ruins of Elf, get that all taken care of, and then we shall proceed onward. I might go through Union Cave and out Azalea Town and drop off some apricorns, go through Ilex Forest again, all that jazz, because there's some side stuff we can still do. So that'll be the next couple of episodes probably, so stick around for that if you're interested. If not, tune back in next week when I'll be back and on the route to Cyanwood City, which is going to be a lot of water. So anyway, thank you for tuning in to this point. Really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. So until then, this has been Seraphin. Stay classy, internets.